The night before last, I was sent a link to a newspaper article about a demolition gone awry. The headline read, Norton demolition temporarily halted after digger toppled onto side among rubble. As if that headline wasn't self-explanatory enough, they showed several photos of a New Holland excavator lying on its side. For all I know, that machine might still be there, lying among the demolition debris like a wounded animal. Quite how it came to be in this predicament is hard to say. Maybe the operator tracked the machine over an unseen void and it partially collapsed into a basement. Maybe the operator had built himself a platform from which to operate and then toppled off it. Maybe it was something else. But there is a clue into how this unfortunate turn of events came into being. And that clue is in the name on the hoarding around the site, which apparently reads Budget Property Maintenance and Rubbish Removal. That name might also go some way to explain why the fallen machine appeared to have no demolition guardie on it. It would be easy at this juncture to point to the rubbish removal company and say that they'd overreached themselves, that they'd portrayed themselves as a demolition contractor, which, according to their name at least, they are not. That their confidence was writing checks that their experience was incapable of cashing. But budget property maintenance and rubbish removal didn't just pitch up and start demolishing. Demolition contractors, like vampires, must be invited in. Somewhere in the midst of all this, there will be a client or a local authority. In all likelihood, that client or that local authority will have put this project out to tender among a number of companies. They will have analysed several competitive bids, and they will have reached a decision, most likely because they were the cheapest, to choose a company that doesn't even have the word demolition in their name. That decision has now come back to bite them squarely on the arse. That project is probably now running late. The site has probably received a visit from the local council and quite possibly from the health and safety executive as well. And all the while, the words caveat emptor or buyer beware is ringing in their ears. Now, of course, this is not an isolated incident, and this issue is most certainly not the sole domain of the demolition sector. Just yesterday, the Federation of Master Builders, or the FMB, issued an alarming report about the financial cost to homeowners of using unqualified and unlicensed tradespeople. The FMB surveyed 2,000 homeowners across the UK and found that on average they'd lost £1,759 each to unqualified or unlicensed tradespeople. That figure was even higher in Scotland, with homeowners taking a hit to the tune of £2,647. The FMB report goes on to say that a staggering £14.3 billion has been lost to rogue builders across the country in the last 5 years. Now, the FMB report stops short of explaining why homeowners are using unlicensed and unqualified tradespeople. Yet the reason is staring them and us in the face. In demolition and construction these days, it all comes down to cost. Or more specifically, it comes down to lowest cost. Oh, sure, modern contract waiting might have us all believing that there are other factors at play. The client might talk of quality, experience, competence, and capability. They might even stir things like sustainability and social value into the mix. But when all is said and done, the lowest bid generally gets the gig. And who is generally cheapest? Is it the demolition company that invests in constant training and career progression for its staff? The one that operates a fleet of factory fresh and super clean equipment that abides by every word of every applicable rule and regulation? Or is it budget property maintenance and rubbish removal? The issue, of course, is primarily one of mindset. Within client organisations and main contractors, there are now entire teams dedicated to identifying efficiencies and finding savings. And within trades like demolition, there are teams of people dedicated to giving those clients precisely what they want, even if that means operating at near suicidal profit margins. Sadly, what we're lacking here is consequences. It's possible that the fine folks at budget property maintenance and rubbish removal will have questions to answer. The local authority might like to know how the machine came to be lying on its side. The health and safety executive might like to ask the same question. But in all likelihood, neither will ask how the company came to be on that job in the first place. They won't retrace the paper trail to see if the client responsible had carried out its due diligence or whether it just opted for the lowest possible price. Instead, any blame will be aimed squarely at the company chosen rather than the organisation that did the choosing and set the wheels in motion towards catastrophe. Surely it's unfair to blame the monkeys when those that were willing only to pay peanuts get off scot free. And is this not just another example of why we so desperately need a demolition and construction licensing scheme?